Hi all. Today we are discussing the topic Branchiostoma lanceolatus. It is otherwise known as Amphioxus lanceolatus. Before that, myself from SILA, Department of Zoology, Sir Syed College, Taliparamba. In this video, we are discussing the basic features, morphology, affinities and biological status of Amphioxus. Now let's get started. Amphioxus is popularly known as lancelet because of its tapered body ends. It is a primitive chordate because it possesses the basic chordate features such as notochord, dorsal tubular nerve cord and pharyngeal gill slits. The notochord extends up to the tip or snout region, so it belongs to the subphylum Cephalochordata. It has worldwide distribution. When considering the habitat of Amphioxus, it leads a burrowing or sedentary mode of life in the shallow coastal regions or sandy areas. Now let's have a look on the morphology of Amphioxus. It is a small fish-like animal having length 5 to 7 cm. We can see that the body is slender, laterally compressed and tapered at both ends. Posterior end is more tapered than anterior. It is translucent and faint flesh color. The body is divided into anterior trunk portion and posterior tail region without a distinct head. Anterior end project in front as a pointed snout, or it is called rostrum. We can see that the trunk bears three openings: mouth, atriopore and anus. Mouth is the large oval opening bordered by the free margins of oral hood. Oral hood is the tentaculated structure present below the rostrum. It is a part of digestive system. We can see here that the mouth is present at the oral hood. From this oral hood, oral cirri arises. This oral cirri helps in the ciliary filter feeding mechanism in Amphioxus. Next is the atriopore. Atriopore is the opening of atrium. Atrium is a large and spacious cavity surrounding the pharynx, or it is called peribranchial cavity. In this pharynx, numerous gill slits are present. The atrium encloses this pharynx and the opening is called an atriopore. Here we can see the atriopore. Anus is a small circular aperture present at the base of the caudal fin. Now let's move on to the composition of body wall of Amphioxus. It is made up of skin, muscles and peritoneum. The outermost portion is the skin. Beneath the skin, many segmented muscles are seen, which is lined internally by a thin layer of peritoneum. Skin is formed of an outer epidermis and inner dermis. Unlike other higher chordates, epidermis is made up of single layer of cells. When considering the muscles, it forms a greater part of the body wall. It shows metameric segmentation. These V-shaped segments are called myotomes or myomeres. Peritoneum is the lining of muscles. It secretes the coelomic fluid. We already said that the Amphioxus are fish-like animal. Unlike fishes, paired fins are absent in them. They possess three median or unpaired fins. They are dorsal fin, caudal fin and ventral fin. Dorsal fin is the membranous fold extending along the whole length of the trunk mid-dorsally. We can see dorsal fin in this figure. And the caudal fin. We can see the dorsal fin from this figure. This dorsal fin continues behind and turns around the tail as caudal fin. Dorsal fin continues to the tail and forms as the caudal fin. This caudal fin continues along the midventral line and terminates near the atriopore. This is called ventral fin. A ventral view of the Amphioxus is given here. Here we can see many longitudinally placed ridges at the ventral side. These ridges are called epipleure. The lateral edges of the epipleure are produced into two thin hollow folds known as metapleural folds or atrial folds. We can see metapleural folds from here. We learned that Amphioxus is a representative of primitive chordates. Notochord is the primary feature of chordates. It is also known as chorda dorsalis. It is the principal endoskeletal structure. Notochord is persistent in Amphioxus and extends throughout the body. It is an elongated, cylindrical, solid and rod-like structure with tapering ends. It lies beneath the nerve cord and above gut. We can see it is the nerve cord here. We can see that the notochord extends beyond the nerve cord and reaches up to the tip or the snout region. This is an adaptation associated with burrowing habit. Amphioxus has a ciliary filter feeding mechanism. Now let's have a look on how it functions. In this portion, we should understand three terms: vestibule or stomodium, wheel organ or organ of Muller, and Hatch's pit. Now we can consider what is vestibule. Vestibule is a funnel-shaped cavity present at the oral hood. And what is wheel organ? Wheel organ is a And what is wheel organ? Inside this vestibule, the epithelial lining is thrown into a system of ciliated ridges and grooves. These ciliated ridges and grooves is called as wheel organ or organ of Muller. The cilia present in this wheel organ create a whirling current of water during feeding. Next term is Hatch's pit. What is Hatch's pit? In the roof of this vestibule is a glandular mucus secreting groove called Hatch's pit. Biological status of Amphioxus. Amphioxus possesses a curious combination of primitive, specialized and degenerative features. We can look at the primitive features shown by Amphioxus. The persistent notochord, simple and single-layered epidermis, endostyle and ciliary mode of feeding, simple circulatory system without heart are the primitive features of Amphioxus. Amphioxus also shows some specialized features. These are the features unique to them. The greatly enlarged and elaborate pharynx, atrium and atriopore, elaborate velum and oral hood equipment are the specialized features of Amphioxus. Degenerate features are the features related to a sedentary mode of life. They include absence of well-developed brain and specialized sense organs, forward prolongation of notochord, etc. Affinities and systematic position of Amphioxus. Amphioxus resembles with urochordates in the presence of numerous gill slit, endostyle and atrium. The formation of notochord, epipharyngeal groove and ciliary mode of feeding are all everything resembles with urochordates. Although it is a primitive chordate, it shows some non-chordate features too. Presence of paired segmental nephridia resembles annelidans, and the solenocytes of Amphioxus is similar to the flame cells of Platyhelminthes. The ciliary microphagous filter feeding feature resembles mollusks. It shows some affinities with Cyclostomata, the acnathans, in the segmental myotomes, endostyle, etc., and the presence of persistent and unconstricted notochord. It has affinities with vertebrates too, the presence of post-anal tail and the enterocelic coelom, and the segmental musculature resembles the body muscles of vertebrates. Thank you.